Hey everybody, welcome back to Harris Family Adventures. If you recognize the yellow and blue, there's the infamous bag. We are at IKEA. We took a random day in our fun year of adventuring and went down to IKEA in Kansas City. So this was about 3 hours from our house. We've only been here a couple times. We've actually been to the Denver one more often, but recently I just really loved going and seeing all of the fun kind of setups. So here was the one that greeted us at the top of the escalator. Of course, it had stuffed animals. So yes, all you parents, of course, children are drawn to that immediately. Reese was really trying to show me he needed a $30 whale, which for IKEA, I was like, $30? I liked these lamps though. Those were pretty cool. I'm just going to really show you the first floor. You guys have seen the bottom floor, so we're just going to focus on some of the setups. If you haven't been to IKEA, it's wonderful. They have all of these like room setups with different accessories and furniture pieces, and it's fairly reasonable. Spoiler alert, and I will show you a haul at the end. We did buy several things, and one of them did require assembly, so that's kind of what they're known for, is that often you have to assemble the things yourself. But fun fact about me and Reese, we both really love putting together furniture. Like, I would willingly do that for someone else. So we're just kind of highlighting some of the things that we really liked. You can see some all different types of things. Usually how it works, again, if you haven't been to IKEA, is if you see something that you like, what I tend to do is just take a picture of the tag and then you find it downstairs. So here was an example. They had set up like a living room attached to a kitchen. I really liked this chair. You can see that one was $429. Then they had like a little chair to kind of sit along with it, and then the little kitchen, and then that was part of the bigger kitchen. But I also really liked that clock. And Reese and I would just talk about like, oh, this is cool, that's cool. And you can see there, $60 for that clock. And I thought it was a really cool clock. Is the quality as good as you're going to get at some super high-end fancy store? Honestly, I can't tell you because none of our stuff comes from a super high-end fancy store. But we've had a couple of IKEA pieces for years, and I know my sister does too, and it's held up for our house. Here was a space that they had set up. We weren't quite sure what this space was supposed to be. Usually it's fairly obvious: kitchen, living room, bathroom, bedroom. I guess this is like a work from home, but you're also a gardener type of situation. So that one was a little ambiguous. I will say this trip took place in early March of 2023, just 2 years before we had gone, and we were specifically looking for a bookcase. We found a lot of things out of stock at that time. We did have oh, you can see there, this is $97.54 for all of the cabinets. I tried to show everything that's included there. Anyway, back to my story. A couple years ago, almost it felt like everything was out of stock. This time, not nearly as many things were out of stock. We did have to switch a couple of things that we wanted, but it did seem like there were a lot more things available. So that was nice. I like how they even had this set up with like a backpack on the table and a laptop. I mean, does that look like home or what? And they even had the TV playing like real shows. Here's another setup. This was a little storage space, and I am helping my cousin move tomorrow, so I was in that storage frame of mind, and I just thought these storage bins were such good deals. I know at Costco, the yellow and black ones, a lot of people really like those, but I think these are probably just as good. And now being home, I regret not buying another under the bed storage thing, because that's where I store my shoes, and well, my shoes have outgrown the bin that I have. Here's another example of a setup. I really like that little home sign. So again, if you liked that, then what you would do is write down the number, and then when you went downstairs, you could find it down there. And I did find it down there, but I didn't purchase it. It was $20, which I kind of was like, for something to have to dust. Now, I liked this kitchen. I liked the backsplash. I liked the cupboards. I didn't really like the door handles on them. We always like opening all of the refrigerators. We have a really, really old fridge. I think it's original to our house, which is now like 22 years old, but it's holding strong, so we're just sticking with it. Then you can see they had the bathroom set up next to it, and we just play a fun game recently. Yeah, the floor was the same as the backsplash, which I thought was weird. But they even put a little baby wash tub in the bathtub. I mean, this feels like your house. So going back to what I was saying, Reese and I play like, could our family of 3 live in a house this big? And we always think we could. I don't think we actually could. This was not my favorite room, but Reese really wanted to include this. You can see this piece of furniture was $780. So it's, I'm assuming it turns into a bed, a couch. This was Reese's dream come true. I'm not going to say his favorite room. You're going to see that in a bit, but this is set up for like a gamer. So that all kinds of game things set up there, consoles, all of the different accessories. So I hadn't seen a room like this at IKEA. Again, I don't go very often, but yeah, it was new to me. Now, just be a little bit careful. They are reasonably priced. You saw that ticket said $130. Now, I think that's for maybe just the top part of those shelves. So sometimes they'll have shelves like stacked on top of each other or next to each other. So you have to really look at, okay, for this tag, where does this unit actually start and stop? Because again, sometimes they'll have them, even some rugs I saw later on that were next to each other. And I was like, wow, that's a really big rug. And then I thought, oh, no, that's two rugs together. So just always be careful about that. But you know, you get to the end and you realize it's not what you wanted. You can always go back through. We had to go back through. That's right. We went all the way through IKEA twice. You can see the gaming desk there was $270. Then so here's a combination. There's the frames and they were $19, and then there was the lights. So they were two separate things. Now, I know sometimes people want to know like prices for things for smaller things too. These are all of the handles that they had. They have so many different handles and cabinet pulls. I've never redone a kitchen, but I've heard that those things can get pretty pricey. So for these, they seemed pretty reasonable. And I think I end up showing just half of the amount that they actually had there. There was such a wide selection. So sometimes I think that can be a criticism of IKEA, is there isn't as much selection. You tend to see maybe the same set of shelves over and over again, you know, the same bed frame over and over again. But I mean, again, I've never designed a kitchen, but I feel like this is a lot of different selections, and this was about half of the selections that they had. So that was pretty awesome. Here's another example of a wide selection. I feel like I have bought dining room chairs before, but here was some of the dining room chairs that they had. You can see that they vary in price quite a bit. I think from probably in like the 40s up to about $150 per chair. So always think about that when you're buying a table, always think about that. But that was just like the black and white chairs. And then you turn around and there's the rainbow option of chairs. And they actually keep going more towards the folding chair selection along that left side. So I feel like they do have a wide selection. Is it the widest? No, but I mean, it's pretty big. You get your steps in, I feel like. I definitely got my steps in. Now, this is the room that Reese really wants. And this video is for you guys, but it was also specifically for Justin because this is what Reese wanted to show him. He would love this for his bedroom. So it's a lofted bed. They had probably 6 different options of lofted beds with different styles and different colors and that type of thing. And then underneath there was a desk and there was a bulletin board. And then there was some storage off to the side. Now this one was a little bit unique in that the price tag, and I believe, I don't know if you see it, was $740. Yeah, that included everything. So here's our haul. I will go ahead and do my voiceover over this as well. We got 2 shadow boxes. They are 9 by 9 and they are to hold Reese's shells that we got out on the East Coast. Then we got 3 of these Tupperware containers. They were $8 each. We actually already have some, but we got some more for our different pasta and popcorn. We really like using those. So we got a total of 3 of those. So you can see they had fallen down there in a rush to get home. Reese had always wanted some kind of display like that to keep things in. He already put his gemstone tree that he got from Breckenridge in his room in there, so he was very happy to get that. There's the third of our container. We got some cookies, guys. Skip on those. They're not that great. I mean, we're eating them, but they're not that great. Reese really wanted this. It was $10. It was a divided plate that matches our plates that we have. So that was just a fun little thing for him. He's really wanted a mortar and pestle for a long time. This was $20. So it was a little bit pricey, but that's going to be part of what he gets for Easter. And then our big purchase was $100. It was a shelving unit, but we've put it together. It went together great and it looks awesome. That's all.
I can't forget the day we met. Your eyes so blue, me piercing through. I can't forget the day we met. Your smile so bright, it made me swoon. Our love is just like a summer's day, hot and endless in a magic way. Whenever I see